Endorsements.com. Mr. Ivy know the show must go on. As far as Cincinnati, man, I put on. Tunes made another flame beat for me to cook on. Raised arms, closed fists, yeah, too strong. Team NI, chop it up at the chop shop. Top notch with the king flow, the hot shot. Cop squats in, listen to the real. Jumping like hopscotch, nobody harder than, oh, no, think not. Not only citywide, but nationwide. Superlatives, keep it locked like them Haitian guys. Put the truth in the airwaves, we talk about it. Brand new like the templates, let's be about it. Who got the info by the AM? Jono be the rapper, got them jamming when they play him. Staying in my lane, they ain't gotta okay him. Who the host with the scoop? Yeah, they gon' say him. Ivy, so superlative like a bag of drippos. Show you where the bricks at, Cincinnati Reds hat. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. It's the 513, yeah, you know the flow. What's the word, Nate? Let them know the show. One time where my people at. Team NI where my people at. My people at.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Back from my hiatus, politicking on the latest. I'm a Virgo with superlative flows. Welcome back. Nathan Ivy in the house. Welcome back. If, in case you don't know, I was not with you yesterday. I did not do a live broadcast, but it's my pleasure, as always, to be with you. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning in the city of Cincinnati. Very, very cold outside. Some people don't like the weather. I love it. It's beautiful outside. I absolutely love it because I can feel it. Because I'm alive, it's beautiful. How was your weekend? How was your weekend? I hope you had an excellent weekend. Did you get a chance to recharge? Hey, what's up, Choppers? What's up with you? Tony, Cam, Black Russia, Brenda, Mason Marla, Ray. Hey, Cam, I'll reach out to you, man. I know, well, I don't know, but I saw maybe you were under the weather a little bit. Let's connect. Good to see you, brother. Good to see everybody. My weekend was spectacular. It really was. Just in the sense of I got a chance to spend some family time. My son's 5th birthday was Thursday, and that little boy is so smart. He is not yet in school, although he will be attending school. We found out that he's going to be placed in the same school that our daughter was in. And if you have multiple children and you get a chance to put your kid in a good public school in the city of Cincinnati, you're like all on edge because you got to go through a lottery system. You don't know where your kid's going to end up. You have no idea in some cases. But all is well. He's going to a school that we have confidence in. We'll see. And so it was that. And then he turned 5. And he's now playing basketball, if you want to call it that. It is basketball. It's amazing. So my son now, he decided he wanted to play basketball. So it's like, you know me, let's do it. Let's go. So we signed him up, and he had his first practice on Saturday. His first game was the very next day on Sunday. And by game, yeah. But they're like 4 and 5 year olds out there. Barely any of them can dribble. Now, there was a couple of real G's out there, which is always interesting when you're watching little kids at that age. There's always a couple of real G's out there like, what the hell? What they feeding this kid? There's a couple of boys out there hitting J's. Like, wow. I'm like, what? Dribbling, going through the back, cross him over, drop him off at the free throw line. I'm like, wait a minute, this kid is 4. But my son did not have any idea what the hell he was doing. He's just running with a smile on his face the whole time. He has no idea. But we'll get him there. Maybe he'll have some of his father's physicality. And who knows? At the very least, he can live a healthy lifestyle. So there was that over the weekend. Also, shout out to the Ohio Kings because I had the very high honor of being the very first, they said celebrity, I say the very first guest PA, that's public announce, and then play-by-play for the Ohio Kings. I was doing my thing on Saturday. It was a good time. Now, the Kings lost, so I wasn't happy about that. But once I got into my rhythm and got my flow, it was pretty fun. It's pretty fun. I got a chance to announce the team as they came out. Team came running out. And then, you have to exaggerate it. You know what I'm saying? Like I told Kevin, I got to go all hard. I got to go super hard in the paint. I can't come in here and be weak. So I practiced a bit, and I got my PA announcer voice on. It was fun. And then did a little bit of play-by-play, which is not my forte. But I had fun with it. They didn't give a damn about me anyway. They were there to watch the team. And it was a good time. If you haven't been to an Ohio Kings game, go. You should go and check it out. If you like basketball. If you're not into basketball, you should go anyway and support a black-owned business. It was a good time. It's a really good time. The fam got a chance to come, and we just did a whole family thing. Ran into Kelly Prather. She was there. Good morning to you, Kelly, if you're listening. We're scheduled to speak with Kelly Prather tomorrow. She's running for Hamilton County Commissioner, which segues into a conversation about the Hamilton County Democrat Party and their endorsements. They came out over the weekend, or they made a decision. They got together and voted. And so I kind of want to go through some of their decisions and talk about it and get your thoughts, your impressions, your reaction. And that's definitely on the table. Also, all day long, we're going to be inundated with, I was going to say noise, but news about Donald Trump and everything he's done wrong. Get ready for it. That's going to be major news all day long, the impeachment of Donald Trump. And, there's a couple ways of looking at it the more I think about it. Like, nobody really believes that the House, that the Senate Democrats are going to be able to convince enough Senate Republicans to remove Donald Trump. That's not going to happen. So why are the Democrats doing that? Well, think about it. There are some senators, right? Republican senators that are in maybe battleground states or states where, this is going to be contested. And so now they have to put it all on the line by, in front of everybody, making decisions about this impeachment. Will they be fair? Will they be fair? Will they be impartial? Right? And then how will the electorate look at these senators moving forward? Those might be running for re-election in 2020, 2021, 2022. The Dems are going to bring it back up, as well they should. So it puts pressure on Senate Republicans, right, to make a decision, and then you got to deal with the fallout of it. And then the other thing is right before the election, more dirt comes out about the incumbent, and that's Donald Trump. And that could have an impact with some people. Like, I firmly believe that most people have made their minds up. Who's on the fence right now about Donald Trump? Like, does anybody have any friends who are kind of like, well, I don't like what he says in the tweets, but the economy is good. Maybe some people like that. Not a lot of people in my circle. Most of the people in my circle ain't really effing with him, and it doesn't really matter what he does. Now, is that right, wrong, fair, whatever? I'll let you judge, but. So on just yesterday for Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the national recognition of the Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which, these days come and go, right? They come and go. Shout out to Sister V. I know she was recognized for the work she does in her community here in the city of Cincinnati. Shout out to Sister V. And I was invited to be a part of a panel conversation about the history of black journalism in Cincinnati. Now, what in the fuck do I know about the history of black journalism in Cincinnati? Nothing, Nathan. I can articulate my own history, and I can articulate sort of like, the history of like talk radio. I can do that. But I thought it was a very interesting conversation, and the kind of conversation that should be continued. But it was down to Cincinnati Museum Center. There were people there. There were some seats available. There were people there to hear the conversation. A shout out to Alexis Rogers. Shout out to Ask Ashley, Midday Juice, and shout out to Jan Michelle Kearney, and shout out to all the people who were there that day. I can't remember everybody's name, but I was just privileged to be there, happy to be there, and give a little bit of insight into the history of what's going on, because media changed. The media has changed in the last 20 years. Radically changed. The game is completely different now. But good morning to you. Let me throw my number out into the ether and see what happens. Here we go. 513-873-7134. If you like to share your thoughts, you can use that number this morning. Very simple. Just go ahead and use that. Good morning to you. So quite a bit to talk about. Also, I want to talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden at the latest debate said something that I think we need to go over it again. He was asked a question about black parents, and his response was, let's just say it was less than, to say the very least. Less than. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. How was your weekend? Did you have to work yesterday? If so, did you not work yesterday? Did you go out yesterday? Was yesterday just like an extension of the weekend? I ain't mad at you, homie. Do you? Enjoy yourself. Did you go to the Martin Luther King twerk jam? Yeah, freedom to twerk. That's right. Martin Luther King fought so you could have the freedom to twerk. I see somebody had posted that over the weekend. It was an online flyer that was announcing and promoting an upcoming party. Freedom to twerk. Somebody superimposed or photoshopped Martin Luther King's head on the body of a young jock or something like that. And he had a medallion around his neck, a Jesus piece. I love those kind of photographs. I would go to a freedom to twerk. I mean, come on, you do have the freedom to twerk now. I mean, it is factual. Get your twerk on. Nothing wrong with that. My daughter yesterday was teaching me some new dance called mop. Something like that. We might do a video together. Probably not. Probably not. I doubt that very, very seriously. But again, good morning to you. Thank you for being here. You've got the number. And I want to get your thoughts as to what's going on. I will be, and thank you for all the posts inside the Friends page. And man, I can't see everything. And that's a great way to stay up on what's going on. Appreciate you. Shout out to all the choppers this morning. Omar, Lakeisha, David, Jesse, I'm not Tracy, everybody. I appreciate it. Michael, Glenn, same OG. Appreciate you. What did you do over the weekend? Did you step out? Are you aware of the impeachment rules set up by Mitch McConnell? So basically, if you really want to stay up with what's going on with impeachment, you might have to stay up to like 2 a.m. in the morning. The Republicans have set the rules in a way so they can minimize the impact to Donald Trump. And they don't want to have any witnesses. They don't want to have any evidence. They want to come in, you make your case. Okay, Gary, we make a decision. It's over with. And the reason why is because no matter what happens, remember this, no matter what happens, Donald Trump has been impeached. That's a stain on his record no matter what happens. And all I can say is that Obama was never impeached. A lot of people were making, let's just say that there were some people who were upset within the last 24 hours because our president, Donald Trump, he compared himself to Martin Luther King. Yeah. And he says that under his watch, African-American unemployment is the lowest in history. Is that factually true? Some people are saying it is. But my question is, what did Donald Trump do to make this happen? Like, I understand he's taking credit for what Obama did because that's what America does, that's what white supremacy does, takes advantage of what non-white people do, claim it their own. But what if you're a Trump supporter, tell me exactly what policy has he did? How did he create this tremendous, financial situation? What did he do? Because I can't think of it. I think that we were already on this track, and Donald Trump has been wise enough not to mess it up. I guess there's some wisdom in that. Again, I'll throw the number out, 513-873-7134. If you would like to share your thoughts. Hey, Tony, this meme is hilarious, man. Oh, my God, that is hilarious. Somebody posted this on Friday afternoon. I think it was Omar. It was a photograph of the Hamilton County prosecutor, Joe Dieters. His arm is around everybody's favorite. Omar calls him Rookie of the Year. Everyone's favorite city council person, and that would be Jeff Pastor, a.k.a. Pastor X. We call him Pastor X because, well, his last name is Pastor. And he said that he was like a Malcolm X-style Republican, so we just kind of put it together. And Jeff's looking good, though. He's been working out, looking good, Mr. Councilman. And great turnout for our prosecutor, Joe Dieters. I can personally attest to Prosecutor Dieters' good character and integrity. He's earned my vote. To which, why did Lee write Negro Police? I posted, Daryl is hilarious. Is this Donald Duck tap dancing? Somebody said, I dance for the Hamilton County prosecutor. I know I mangled it. Sorry about that. Somebody said he let Malcolm X down. Oh my God. Somebody posts, these memes are hilarious. Lakeisha posts, yes, master. And it looks like is this SpongeBob? That's hilarious. Somebody writes sad slap in the face. Y'all are hilarious, man. That is hilarious. I dance for Dieters. You are funny, Glenn. That's hilarious. Dude is dancing too. Damn. Big man working it out. Work it out, big man. I love memes. Hilarious. Yeah, but what do you expect from, Jeff is a Republican. You know, he ran with the Republican endorsement and he won. So here he is potentially coming up for re-election. Do you think he's going to not run with the party? You know what I'm saying? And see, here's the thing about it. The people that won't vote for Jeff, or if you want to say don't like Jeff, it doesn't matter whether he's taking a picture with Joe Dieters or not, because they're not going to rock with him anyway. Joe Dieters with his hand around Jeff sends a signal to different parts of the city, different parts of the electorate. And then the black people that rock with Jeff, they already know. They ain't, Omar, anybody, if you voted for Jeff Pastor 2 years ago, now you see this photograph with him and the Hamilton County prosecutor, Joe Dieters, is that going to turn off your vote? My spider sense tells me probably no. Who's surprised by this? Omar, I cannot believe you're surprised. Can't believe you're surprised by that. These memes are hilarious. That's hilarious. Oh, Lee went hard in the paint with the memes. I think he posted every meme there is. Damn, there are no more memes available on Facebook. I just love how Facebook makes it so easy for you. Oh, man. Is that right? Who posted this? Lakeisha. Okay. Damn. How many people are going to other than Glenn, because I know Glenn is 100% on it, and I appreciate that because he brings that knowledge to the show. And then outside of media people, right? Because I have to pay attention to what's going on. I don't have to watch every minute, but by tomorrow morning, I need to know what's happened, the highlights and the lowlights. But outside of that, are you really keyed into watching all of the impeachment? It's not like the OJ trial. OJ trial, you had the interracial thing, you had sex, you had murder, you had Heisman Trophy, you had all that stuff. It was more sizzle to that. This is, with Bill Clinton's impeachment, we trying to figure out, did he really hit? What really went down? what is this substance on the blue dress? What is Hillary going to think? I mean, that was more, I don't know. Again, sizzle. There was more sizzle to it. This is kind of like, and I saw Nancy Pelosi. She was on with Bill Maher, who thinks he can use the N-word because he sleeps with black women. Because you dating a black woman don't mean you can use the N-word.
How are you, Lauren?
I'm well today, Nathan. How are you?
I'm doing great.
But I saw her on Bill Maher's show, and she said essentially that they had no choice. They had to impeach Trump.
16, and we were the first ever.
They had no choice whatsoever. They had to go for it, and if they didn't, then people would have been looking at them like they was crazy, basically.
Actually, I was at a health fair.
And she said she didn't want to, but Trump was just a walking self-impeachment.
Perscolas changed my life, and I didn't know exactly what she
And
was, so I investigated and I went to visit.
I get it. I get it. Again, put it this way. If this was Obama, if Obama had got caught doing exactly what Trump did, do you think the Republicans wouldn't have impeached him? They wanted to impeach his ass just because he came in with Obamacare.
For what you're doing now.
It's given me the real experience.
They wanted to impeach him just because of that. So clearly they had to do what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? Clearly they had to do what they had to do. So I don't fault the Democrats. I don't fault the Democrats for the impeachment. Shout out to Tracy. I really appreciate the fact that she posted this because I wasn't aware of it. There's going to be on Sunday, January 26th at 12 p.m. That's on Sunday. Is at 12 p.m. I have a little bit of a schedule conflict there. Perhaps if I can't be there, I can maybe ask somebody, one of the choppers, to sort of be a reporter for the show and attend this event because I can already see a scheduling conflict with the Dope Chicks Collective and their podcast on this Sunday. But there's going to be a balloon release and vigil honoring Gabriel Tay. Yes. And the GabrielTayFoundation.org. Yeah. This is really important. Gabriel Tay is a young African-American boy who committed suicide after he had been bullied for some time at a Cincinnati public school. Why is it controversial? It's controversial because his mother alleges that she was not notified that days before he committed suicide that he had an episode where he was unconscious on the bathroom floor. And she claims that basically it was just bad communication from that particular school and the administration, and they never really told her what was going on. And she didn't really know the magnitude of it. Matter of fact, there's a court case right now, which I think is it's unbelievable. And then life just goes on. Like, nobody really wants to talk about the real deal, where Cincinnati Public Schools are in court arguing that administrators don't have to tell parents the truth and tell them what happens to their kids. To me, there's no bigger story. I mean, there's few bigger stories, with all these damn kids. We all care about the kids, right? But everybody wants to be friends, and people care about getting interviews, and nobody wants to rock the boat and blah, blah. Oh, no, it's the parents' fault. I get it. I get it till it's your child. And so there's a lawsuit. She has a lawsuit against Cincinnati Public Schools. And for me, the way I looked at it was, I just thought, my question is very simple. I think, what's best for the children should dictate what you do. And I don't know if that's best for the children. In fact, I don't believe it is. Like I said, there's a lot of people that have a lot of emotion about Gabriel Tay, but until it's their child, it's kind of like, I don't know. Does CPS have a problem? They might. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134. Okay, I think I've given a number out quite a bit for this first hour. And if you want to communicate, I think you know how you can. So let's back it up here. I want to talk about the Hamilton County Democrat endorsements. Okay, I want to go through some of the races and talk about the endorsements. So I was just talking about Hamilton County prosecutor. Well, whether you know or not, there are two African-American men. One is Gabe Davis. The other is Fanon Rucker. Fanon Rucker is a former judge. Gabe Davis, a former federal prosecutor in the Obama administration, and both Democrats. And they're competing coming up in March, in the March primary, to decide who is going to go against Joe Deters, the Republican longtime incumbent. 12 years, 8 years, set me straight on the numbers. And there's a lot of people that complain about the job that he's doing. Well, the Democrats in that race have endorsed Fanon Rucker. Are you surprised to hear that? Do you think the Democrats should have stayed out of these primary races? What do you think the impact is going to be? Does Gabe Davis have a chance? You know, if the Democrat Party gets behind, and this is a Democrat primary, by the way, okay? So ostensibly, you're going to have a lot of Democrats. Now, you could have some Republicans that want to play the games, and maybe they cross the other aisle, then they'd cross over, if that's even possible in this particular case. But these are going to be Democrats. So you got a Democrat primary, and then you got a Democrat Party saying, hey, this is our endorsed candidate. I think that's going to carry a lot of weight. And I'm not surprised. I mean, if you look at it, Fanon Rucker is better. Well, he's better known. He's more established locally, and he's been a judge. And I think as a voter, and of course I know Fanon Rucker, I think very highly of him, and I think he'll do a good job as prosecutor. And I think it just makes kind of sense, quite honestly. But I also believe that I think that Gabe Davis has been running a strong race. I mean, he's still out there, you know, doing the canvassing in the community. I mean, if I was Gabe Davis, I'm sure I don't have to say this, but I'm just going to run through the finish line as fast as I can, as hard as I can. I mean, you know, what any party decides to do has nothing to do with your particular actions. That's the attitude that I would take. And I'm sure that's the attitude that he'll probably take as well, Gabe Davis. If Gabe Davis loses this primary to Fanon Rucker, what's next? Will we see him again? Will he work? I don't know. I'm not sure. Is there a space for Gabe Davis in the Fanon? Let's say Fanon Rucker. Well, let's back this up. So Fanon Rucker gets the Democrat endorsement. I'm just looking ahead here. Let's say he wins in March. How strong of a candidate is Fanon Rucker to beat Joe Deters? How strong of a candidate is Fanon Rucker to beat Joe Deters? If, in fact, that's what you want. You may be like, well, I'm with Joe. I'm with Joe. You could feel that way. There are already some prominent African Americans who are for Joe. Well, we know Jeff Pastor, Christopher Smitherman, who's no longer running for mayor. He's the current vice mayor. And also former council person Charlie Winburn, who's running for, I believe, auditor. Am I wrong about that? Please set me straight. Yeah. Are there any other well-known African Americans locally that will come out to take pictures with, endorse Joe Deters, who is a white male Republican? We shall see. Does Fanon Rucker have a chance? Well, I think anytime you're in a race, you got a chance. That's for me personally. But he can't do it by himself. He cannot do it by himself. If, in fact, that's something you care about. You might be like, I don't care about that race. Let's talk about the Fighting 33rd, because that's come up primarily on this show. We know that Brother Terrence Gregson, black male Democrat, is a primary challenger to the incumbent, who is Cedric Denson, black male Democrat. And the Hamilton County Democrat Party decided to make an endorsement in that race, and they are endorsing Cedric Denson. They're endorsing Cedric Denson. Now, what does that mean? Now, he is the incumbent, right? This is a primary of Democrats. And now the Democrat Party has given their endorsement. Does that shut the door on the possibility of Terrence Gregson winning in March? Well, I mean, it certainly goes a long way to help Cedric Denson. See, I'm a big believer, despite polls, that when you're in a race, anything can happen. March is a long way from now. Anything can happen. But if you're looking at the writing on the wall, if you think that these endorsements in primary situations carry a lot of weight, then it would suggest that, this is certainly going to help Cedric Denson. It ain't going to hurt him. And I understand it. I understand it because Cedric Denson this is his first term. He just got there. And he had the Democrat endorsement before. So why wouldn't he have it now, even in a primary? I mean, to me, it just makes sense. There are others who will say that Mr. Denson has some issues that call his integrity into question. And because of it, he needs a challenger with more, quote unquote, integrity. You may look at it that way. You may not. But I think we all know who listens to this show that that's some of the chatter that's put out there. So it'll be interesting. What does that mean for Terrence Grassley in the future? Will we see him run for something else? If, in fact, he does not win the primary challenge against Cedric Denson coming up in March. I mean, I'm throwing the questions out there. I want to provoke some thought. You tell me. 513-873-7134. I'm going over the big endorsements. Let's talk about Hamilton County Commissioner, where you have 3 female candidates. 2 of them are African-American, one of which we'll talk with her tomorrow. Her name is Kelly Prather. Then you also have Connie Pillage, and you also have Alicia Reese. It's funny because Alicia Reese's name came up last week in a Politics Extra article written by Jason Williams, in which he suggests that Alicia Reese does not win in her race for Hamilton County Commissioner, then perhaps she could run for mayor. So in that race, they decided not to endorse anyone. So that's going to be very, very interesting. A lot of people say that the real race is between Alicia Reese and Connie Pillage, who is a white female. Alicia Reese is black female, and so is Kelly Prather. So no endorsement in that race. And again, I can understand as well. It's going to be a highly contested race. And it seems like the Democrat Party is going to say, hey, run your race and the people will decide. Interesting. From what I read, Alicia Reese, she made the appeal that, she was better qualified and better set up to go against the Republican challenger in November, because that's what will happen. Just 3 of the races I know I focused on because I know we talked about it. Thank you, Jesse, for the share. I appreciate it. All the shares I appreciated this morning. Yeah. Dr. King was suffocated to death in hospital. Lawyer speaks out. Yeah, I posted something on my Facebook page. Yeah, I had the pleasure of speaking with Dr. William Pepper at least 2 or 3 times over the years. He was the lawyer for the King family in a civil lawsuit going back to 2000? In which a jury concluded, and it didn't take a whole lot of time, that there was a grand conspiracy to kill Dr. King and that James Earl Ray had nothing to do with it. In fact, he wasn't even in Memphis. But you always got to have a fall guy, right? And the way the story goes is that Dr. King did not die instantly, the way that we were probably told earlier. And again, I don't know if this is true or not. I do know that William Pepper is credible, but I haven't seen the evidence. But the latest, and it's not so late. I mean, this conversation's been around for more than a couple years now, because William Pepper wrote a series of books. That's how I became aware of him. A listener sent me his second book in a series, and it was called An Active State. It's a 3-book series in which William Pepper lays out the case of what really happened to Dr. King. Matter of fact, they even tell you the name of the person they suspect actually shot Dr. King. They say he was a Memphis police officer. He was a sharpshooter. He was a sniper. And apparently he mortally injured Dr. King. Dr. King is rushed to the hospital where he is then suffocated by medical professionals. Very interesting. Did you know that Dr. King's brother died under suspicious circumstances and his mother was shot while sitting in a church? Yeah, it's deep out here. It is deep out here. It's real. It is so real. It is so real. I don't know if it's true or not, but you tell me what you think. You tell me. I played the clip for you last week. I won't go through it again, but let's just say, I mean, woo, that's chilling. It's like, nah. Apparently the head neurosurgeon walked into the emergency room and said, let this N-word die. Yeah. That's real. That's how they get you. Tony writes, good morning. Cam writes, good morning, all. Black Russia writes, good morning, hashtag alt middle. Oh, really? Brenda writes, happy Tuesday. Mason Muller writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Hashtag free flow fades. Ray writes, a grand risings all. Sharp writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Cam's in the house. He writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. What's up with you, Cam? Hope you're feeling better. Two Cams. Cam said you should be right. Okay, cool. Black Russia writes, Stephanie Dumas and Tracy Hunter run primaries without Democratic endorsements. That's right. They certainly did. Pat Rogers right, but were they against incumbents? Pat writes, good morning, because the incumbent in Stephanie Dumas's position was a Republican, right? Yeah, Chris Monzel. Pat writes, good morning. Cassandra writes, hey, Choppers. Cam writes, funny, I was there for 5 days, got sick, and almost instantly from the weather. Shaking my head. Headed back to South Florida now. Yep. Sorry to hear that, Cam. Terrence Graxton's in the house. He writes, good morning, everyone. Beethoven Spliff writes, good morning, folks. That's really fame. Black Russia writes, Kelly Prather is running for dog catcher. Okay. Is she? Is she? Why are you hating on this woman? Well, I don't know what the problem is you got with Kelly Prather. I don't understand. I think Kelly, as is anybody else, should do what they want to do. Tracy writes, hi. Mason Mahler writes, none in my circle either. Terrence writes, there's more data to come out. Stay tuned. Black Russia writes, I'm on the fence about Trump. Hashtag Bernie or bust. Ray writes, shout out to Sister V. Exactly. Shout out to Sister V. Mike Jones writes, good morning, Choppers. Tony writes, whoever heard of a trial without witnesses or testimony? The whole thing is a farce. Yeah, I mean, you say farce. This is, again, the real power in Trump's administration has been Senator Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell has helped to deliver Trump some of his biggest accomplishments. They've been judicial, Supreme Court and federal court. Other than that, what wins does Trump really have? We had tax reform, but is that good for the majority of Americans? No. And now you have this new China trade deal. Thank you, Democrats. And we'll see what happens with that. Rob Bell of Fox Sports, the guy who called RG3 a cornball brother, was the Reds beat writer for the Inquirer in the early 1990s. Was that right? And if I remember correctly, so now Rob is a part of the Odd Couple on Fox Sports 1. But he used to be on ESPN, and it was that comment that got him fired. Because everybody was, I guess the perception was that he said it because, is that he said it because RG3 was married to a white woman. I don't think he's married to that same woman anymore. I think they've gotten divorced. Interesting. Rob Parker, right. Mason Marlowe, there were several FOIA requests from various agencies that will be released in a rolling fashion. Not just that, but more evidence in the trial. It's why Moscow Mitch is trying to limit the evidence to be admitted. Ray writes, that was so disrespectful, and one wonders why black folks aren't taken seriously. Pamela writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Did anyone see the video of Kanye West falling off the horse he rode into church? I did see that, Pam. Yeah, Kanye West brought a horse into the church. And so just imagine being in church. They've got like a white covering over the horse. He's got a microphone, and I don't know what the hell. He falls off the damn horse. And I thought to myself, why are they allowing this man to disrespect their church like that? The hell? What kind of church is that? Kush writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Dennis Celery writes, rise and shine, young stars. Cam writes, I think that's Mike Davis. But he's got Dennis Celery. See, Cam writes, Black Russia, but Bernie had an oversized extra padded mittens. Is that right? Tony writes, Pastor X had to get the Burt from me. Black Russia writes, Nate's on point with pastor analysis. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it really makes a difference. I mean, black folks who rock with Jeff Pastor are not going to stop rocking with him because he's cool with and endorsing the Hamilton County prosecutor. They're just not going to do it because they like him. So they're going to roll with him or they think he looks good in the suit or whatever the hell the reason is. Somebody actually told me that. A friend of mine told me that she had a female friend who told her that they were going to vote for Jeff Pastor because he looked good in uniform. And that was it. She didn't know shit else about his platform. He was black and he looked good in uniform. I thought, okay, that works too. Beethoven writes, the constant references to Tariq Nasheed suggest you choppers don't find Nathan creative. Please stop with the I dance stuff. For what it's worth, Nathan and Nasheed are both competing for your listening time. Once again, you are completely off. I don't see that at all. You know, this show and the show I do has always been a show about culture. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's people, politics, and pleasure. I said that from day one. The show is not just about politics. It's about culture as well. And in terms of culture and digital culture, Tariq Nasheed is one of those people who comes up. So no, I don't see it that way at all. Not even one bit. Don't even try to inject that into people's brains. I see you working, Beethoven. But no, that's not what it says. Deborah writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. See, some people might feel that way, but one man's creativity doesn't take away from another man's creativity. You know, we can joke about Tariq Nasheed and absorb that into this show to some degree and have fun with it. It doesn't challenge my creativity one bit. Deborah writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Kelly writes, good morning. Broadway Flo writes, I don't vote in Cincinnati, but if I did, Rookie of the Year would not get one. Sorry, endorse anyone but Dieters. Come on, man. I blame it on black folks who would never vote for Republican. The man had to sell his soul for white votes. Damn shame. It's funny how you don't blame Jeff. You're going to blame it on black folks. Okay. Mason Muller writes, let's see what would have happened if Obama tried to solicit a foreign government to interfere in an American election, not provide any witness testimony, and pretty much said F you to Congress. Exactly. If Obama had said, you know what, I'm going to instruct everybody at the White House to not go along with you, these Republicans would have lost their mind. They would have tried to resurrect the Tea Party again. Oh, he thinks he's a king. It's all politics. Crystal writes, good morning. Hey, good to see you. Black Russia writes, Pastor will be top vote getter in 2021. Top vote getter in 2021. Nah, I don't see that. I don't, number one, we don't know who the field is. So I think it's nearly impossible in any way. I think that's emotion. You're saying that off emotion, Black Russia, because we don't have enough available information to say it with any facts or any real intelligent insight. But I would say Tamaya Denard will end up getting more votes than Jeff Pastor, just like she did the first time when they were in the same race together 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you remember, Jeff Pastor came in dead last, which is still good. It's still Gucci because all you got to be is 9, right? And it was so close that there was they had to count the votes between him and Michelle Dillingham. So how is he going to go from that to number 1? Well, you got to remember that the person that got the number 1 votes last time 2 years ago will not be running. That's P.G. Sittenfeld. David Mann came in second. He won't be running. I don't remember who was 3rd and 4th and 5th and all that. Christopher Smith was like 4th or 5th or 6th or something. He won't be running. So a lot of the people who were ahead of him, yeah, I can see Jeff being like, I don't know, 3rd maybe. You know, I could see him being like 3rd or 4th. Because you got to understand, Greg Landsman got more votes than Jeff Pastor last time. And he may still be in the race. He might be in the race again in 2 years. So I would say that Tamaya and Greg will get more votes than Jeff Pastor will, just based upon last time. And to this point, I haven't seen anything that would change that. But we'll see. We'll see. Broadway Flow writes, ask Tracy Hunter what will happen when you beat the Democrat-endorsed candidate. Yeah, Tracy said that there were some Democrats who weren't too happy about that when she beat the Democrat-endorsed candidate. I don't even remember who dude was. Mason Muller writes, not surprising by the pick of former Judge Fernand Rucker. He's been here and is more viable candidate than Gabe. No offense to Gabe, just keeping it 100. You know, I don't think, if I'm Gabe Davis, I wouldn't take any kind of way to it. I mean, I'm not sure how he feels about it, but it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know, they say politics is about timing. You know, maybe sometime in the future. Never know. Clue Magic's in the house. Good to see you. He writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good to see you. Cam writes, why did Pastor vote no for the renter's assistance with deposits to promote affordable housing? I don't know why he did that, Cam, and I think that's a fair question. I don't know why he voted against it. I mean, it was a 6-1 vote or 7-1 vote. I think it was 6-1 vote. 2 people were not there, did not vote. I don't know. Camille writes, she writes, something in the house, morning, Choppers, and Nathan. Oh, she writes, Caramia. Caramia in the house, morning, Choppers, and Nathan. Good to see you, Caramia. Black Russia writes, it doesn't promote affordable housing, Cam. Okay. Mr. Muller writes, Smitherman, Pastor, and Winburn for Joe Dieters. One more and you'll have a new addition. I dance for Joe Dieters. Let me see. Terrence writes, no, it doesn't. Dwayne Mallory's father beat the endorsement when he ran for state representative. Okay. Caramia writes, I wish Kelly would run for city council. She did run for city council. She may run again. We'll find out tomorrow. Although here she is about to run for Hamilton County Commissioner. I mean, I'm sure she's not even thinking about city council at this point. Cam, the majority of Democrats on council aren't interested in Jeff's ideas because they have the majority. Is that right? Nate, are you the feds out here telling aliases? I always tell you aliases. It's nothing new. Black Russia writes, Dumas beat endorsed Democrat Mount Healthy Mayor James Wolfe in the 2018 Democratic primary before beating Mizell. Thank you for that. Tracy writes, church has become a circus. Yeah, especially when you got Kanye West on a horse. On a white horse, no less. Pastor made a personal decision to support Dieters. He could have remained a staunch Republican without endorsing or showing support for Dieters. He did that. Don't blame the decision to support a racist on black people. Agreed. Camille writes, why do you think Smitherman is against the Gang of Five? He's not running for mayor? Yeah, Smitherman put it out that he's not running for mayor last week. So Will that be the end of the whole Gang of Five stuff? I don't know. It might. It might be the end of it. I don't know. We'll see. I have to check his Twitter page and see what's going on. Right now, let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan. How you doing today?
I'm doing great.
This is Terrence giving you a call.
Hey, what up, Terrence?
Doing all right. Yeah, that first-time experience in the endorsement process with the party over in Evanston at Local 265. And while I didn't get the endorsement, a lot of the room was actually pretty positive about the way I've been running my race so far. People actually spoke to the fact that, it's not really the party that insurgents force. Now, they pour a lot of money to preserve their members that they already have in place. However, we all know that it's what goes on inside that ballot box that makes a difference. And there has been several precedents of people actually beating the endorsement. And one of the things that I can, strongly assert and continue to say throughout this time is that through my conversations with people as I'm canvassing, the first thing they say is, oh, well, you're running for Alicia Reese's seat. Oh, you're running for Tyrone Gates' seat. They're not even mentioning my current opponent as the current occupier of that seat. So, one, the messaging alone that I'm receiving already tells me that, I make a formidable opponent, and the endorsement's not going to sway every single voter. We know that we have to continue to knock on these doors, put our signs up, and deliver the message. And we continue to do that, and we're going to continue to fight.
I love it, man. That's great. That's great to hear. I mean, 'cause that would be my attitude as well. Bump the endorsement. I'm here to run this race. We'll see what's going to happen when we collect these votes. Because to me, anytime you're in a race, you got a chance of winning. So that's a great attitude.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah, hard work and dedication is what's going to be the turning point. Because let's be frank about this. Every single time that Democratic ticket's handed out, everybody doesn't necessarily go off of that. People, some of these voters are educated. They know who their officials are. They know what they've been able to do, or they know what they haven't accomplished. And one thing I can say is that some of the constituents, they can't tell you really how their lives have been impacted so far in this district. And one of the things, again, that we're going to make sure is that we make sure we carry our message to every voter, that we will be bringing back resources here to the city. And you can, bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be in this fight, knocking on every single door up until election time.
Hey, brother, I appreciate you calling, man. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, too. You take care of yourself and have a good day.
You too. That's Brother Terrence Graston. He said, look, I'm out here talking with these constituents, man. They don't even know this dude. That's what he's saying. Oh, that's Alicia Reese? Okay. You know me, I love a good race. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Listen, if I was in that position, my attitude would be very similar. Like, okay, watch this and go hard. Well, and again, I'm just a big believer that if you go hard, that becomes a virtue in and of itself. You never know. Never know. We shall see. Drops in the house. Good to see you. He writes, my last name is pronounced Solari. I'm sorry. Solari. Tracy writes, meanwhile, I went to see Bad Boys for Life, the best one of the trilogy. Is that right? That's right. It did come out this weekend. I'll probably see it on Fire Stick. I'm just being honest with you. I'm probably going to see it on Fire Stick. The reviews have been mixed, but, they're just reviews, though. You say it was pretty good? Okay. I think they're trying to do something like they saw with the Fast and Furious franchise, and they've introduced these young sort of like cadets who have their own personalities and kind of add. It's not just Will and Martin anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to see it. I'll see it eventually. I will see it. Says the best one yet? Better than the first one? Damn. Black Russia writes, Karamia, reasonable citizens don't like what gang did. They costed taxpayers $176,000. Who was okay with that? Yeah, I mean, that's one way of looking at it. The other way is it was a plot, a political plot. I see Brother Cedric Denson's in the house. Just seeing this. Hey, how you doing, Cedric Denson? Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Guy, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Welcome.
Is it, a bunch of things to talk about. I'm gonna stay out of that Terrence Braxton and Cedric Denson thing because I have a neutral interest in it because of something. But did you know yesterday was also National Good Day Day?
I did not.
Yeah, remember that song by Ice Cube? It was a good day.
Yeah.
Well, some guy years ago, he did the research on it and found out that day had to have been January 20th, 1992. Because he went back to the days when the Lakers played the Supersonics and won on days with no smog, based on when MTV Raps was on. It was like, I don't know if the research is necessarily true, but it's just the ingenuity to do that. I just think it's remarkable.
Yeah, so he did some research to find out exactly what day it was. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's I was, so that's that day. Also, did you see that video of that white battle rapper using the N-word and got clocked?
I did.
Yeah. I don't know what you think about that, but he should have got clocked. Then he got all these New Yorkers coming out of nowhere on my Twitter talking about, white people and Latinos can use that word, if they grew up in the slums with black people and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, they can't. Not to me. I don't care what goes on up in your 5 boroughs. A Latino or white dude says that word around me. I'm checking him the first time. Second time, we rumbling. That's it. They were kind of livid about it. I mean, I had about like 10 New Yorkers all, I'm Twitter fighting with them. One of them happened to be a Dominican and German guy whose name was Blanquito, which means white boy. I'm like, you playing yourself by your name. Go somewhere. I know the brother, the Brethren Broadway is from up there, but we're not doing that around here. Letting non-blacks use that word.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, he said it. When he got smacked in the mouth, I didn't think anything. I thought, you should watch your mouth. I mean,
right, exactly.
I know you're doing battle rap, but there's a line in everything. You crossed the line, B. Simple as that.
Right. And lastly, speaking of the Brethren Broadway, I gotta agree with him. I'm having serious voters' remorse about Pastor. Dude, I've already had a problem with him about always, promoting guns. He likes to talk about guns a lot on his Twitter feed and CC, concealed carry, which is fine. But, my thing with when you mention that in the stopping an active shooter is that you want to kill somebody and get away with it. It's not just for personal safety. You actually want the ability to kill somebody who you might perceive as a threat and get away with it. And I'm just not feeling dude on that. And then the stuff with the prosecutor over the weekend, Joe Dieters, I'm like, bruh, but the real thing that ticked me off about him was that girl. It was a little black girl down in, I think, Florida or North Carolina or somewhere, middle schoolers. She beating the brakes off of this white boy on the bus. And the caption of the video was, this white kid is getting beat up for wearing a MAGA hat. When the superintendent released a statement about the incident, he said there was no MAGA hat involved, that the kids had an argument before. And, Pastor went in on the little girl, and I'm like, so I've been hitting him for the past month and a half, like, just randomly. Are you going to apologize to that little black girl or not? Because now she's facing criminal charges for a 3 o'clock special.
Did he ever respond?
Hell no. He probably muted me. But it's the principle of the whole thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you owe that, you and Trisha Mackey, y'all owe that little black girl an apology. Because, like I said, she's facing criminal charges over a 3 o'clock special. Kids fight on the bus all the time. It shouldn't result to criminal charges if there were no weapons involved. She just put the paws to him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And he just lost.
That's all it was. I mean, yeah, he just lost. You know, he ain't had no offense for it. And, you know, and he went in on that girl. And so I'm like, I got, you know, so now when I hit him, I'm like, dude, I got voters remorse for you. What are you going to do to earn my vote back? You know, that I'm not feeling that. Yeah, I'm not, you know, I mean, okay, if you're going to vote for, what's his name, Dieters, you know, you ain't got to really throw it in our face like that and be one of the you know, one of his, I don't want to say black lackeys, but you know what I mean? To be all up in pictures with him. That one picture, Dieters was in the middle of like 10 black people. Like he was the only white dude at the little event, whatever they had. I'm like, who are these people? Mm-hmm. I even hit Led up with that. Like, bro, this might be the only time we agree in politics. I can't rock with dude right now. Nah, yeah. I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't. He done lost my vote. I can't rock with him right now. He's got to do something serious to earn it back. You know, no confidence in him.
No confidence.
You know.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, I'm diametrically opposed to guns. I just am. I mean, something happened, you know, years ago. You know, I was a little too close to that situation. Diametrically opposed to guns. And just the way he attacked that black girl just, like, really sent me over the edge. And because I'll say the same thing about him being possibly backed by a gun group, as I said about Marlena Brookfield, the purple hair lady. You remember I said that on your show?
Yeah, I remember. And we were trying to figure out the nature of this group and what they were really all about. And
yeah, y'all say they're about stopping school shootings or something like that.
I think that's what it was. I can't remember. I went to the website and everything because I wanted to see, you know, just because you got guns in the name of your group doesn't mean that you are necessarily on some dumbish. It could be they trying to clean up the block or, you know, stop school shootings. You arm school personnel other than police officers. Trust me, a black boy is going to be the first innocent bystander to get popped. Yeah, but I'm not sure that's their platform, though. I'm not sure they were pro.
No matter what their platform is, you do not.
Teachers.
Our black children have been disenfranchised by public school systems since day one, since the model began.
True.
And you put in the most volatile relationship in the public school building is the black boy student and the white female teacher. You give one of those birds a gun, trust me, she's going. And an actual school shooting happens or something, some way, somehow, a black boy is going to end up getting popped for no reason. Well, I was trying to hit the shooter, or my gun just went off in class. Just something's going to happen to a boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I hear you,
and
again,
I don't want to see
that. I agree with all of that, but we still don't know the nature of that group. Like, I don't know if that's what they stand for or not. So it's not fair.
No. I mean, I believe y'all found out that it was about, like, you know, stopping school shootings or something like that. Which I don't particularly care what it's about. I don't want to see guns around my black children.
Okay,
that's it. You know, that's it. There's nothing else. That's just me. You know, Cincinnati Public Schools starts arming. I don't have, you know, by the time they did that, my kids would be done graduated. But if they started arming, I would personally homeschool anybody's kid that didn't want their kid there.
Okay.
I would personally do it for them for free, just for the culture.
Just for the culture. Okay. Sounds good.
Just for the culture, B. And I will holler at you at a future moon.
That was a nice howl. He was throaty. Didn't have a long, you know, runway. But it was sincere howl. Ray Wright, what do you think about Fame and what he had to say? His line is now available at 513-873-7134. It's going down. It's going down this morning, I see already. We got Terrence Gregson in the house and also Cedric Denson, the rep in the Fighting 33rd here in Cincinnati. And, you know, that's a very, very important position. I think, you know, when Terrence said he talked to people and he said they didn't know, was that Alicia Reese's? I can see that. But my question is, are those the kind of people that's going to come out and vote in the primary or not? Again, I don't have those demographics in front of me, which would be helpful just to see I don't know, just to get a sense of the kind of people who voted in earlier primaries, like previous primaries. You know, if you're a primary voter, do you know who your rep is? So I want to say yes. Something tells me yes. Let me catch up here because I got behind a little bit. I wish Kelly Ramsey's can't say that. Dumas catching up here. See, here's my question for you, Tracy, because you've already spent your money. Keep it 100 with us. Is it worth the money, or should I just watch it on Fire Stick? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth the money? Like, I want to support black actors. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that. At the same time, I got a nice TV in my house and a nice little couch where I can be nice and comfy. I can sit there with my wife and watch it for free. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a, for free, go pay for it and go sit, maybe get bed bugs. I think I'll watch it at home. But real deal, though, is it worth it? I see more with the DUI dancing. Again, I don't believe that people are going to focus on that. I don't think that that even really matters to the voters. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? If you're telling me there's some voters out there that don't know if Alicia Reese is still there, they certainly don't know about some stuff that happened last year or the year before. I don't know. I think it should come down to, and it will come down to, the issues. It'll come down to a collision of ideas. You know what I'm saying? That's what it'll come down to. Speaking of that, I'll tell you the endorsement that might really matter, and I don't know if she will endorse anybody or not, because she endorsed Cedric before, and that's the endorsement of Alicia Reese. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what will carry, weight as well in the 33rd district, is if Alicia Reese endorses Cedric Denson again. We'll have to wait and see. But right now, she's running for Hamilton County Commissioner. So we shall see. Very exciting times. I think it's exciting because we get a chance to get new ideas. And it's a chance for these people to come before us, the voters, and for us to tell them what's important. Not for them to tell us what's important, but for us to tell them what's important and then go make this happen. You know what I'm saying? For us. Jerica writes, hola, beautiful black people, and the others too. Hey, good to see you, Jerica. Let me see. Tracy writes, meanwhile, Tariq shot Ghost. Is that right? I know who Ghost is. Tariq Nasheed? Nah, I know you don't mean Tariq Nasheed. I know that's a really popular show, and there's a part of me sometimes that wish I could be a part of the conversation. I haven't been watching Power. I think Power is one of those kind of things like maybe if I get sick or something like that, or maybe if I'm down for a while, I'm just doing Netflix, maybe I can catch up with it. I know it's not on Netflix, but on Fire Stick, you can almost get damn near anything. So maybe I can watch it then. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. Mason Marler writes, the Gang of Five needs a Mitch McConnell, LOL. The Gang of Five needs a Mitch McConnell. Man, we should all be so lucky to have a Mitch McConnell, right? What would Donald Trump do without Mitch McConnell? I mean, Donald Trump should be very grateful and thankful for Mitch McConnell. He really should. Because Mitch McConnell, almost single-handedly, with his own determination as the leader of the U.S. Senate, I think he's delivered the most significant wins for the Trump administration. I think a lot of them have been his judicial appointments. Again, long after Trump leaves the White House, we'll be talking about the Trump appointees to the federal courts. Mason Marler writes, I love how black people talk about the blacks like they ain't black. GTFOH. Broadway Flo writes, I won't blame black voters when Democrats don't. Is that right? Gregson just quoted Floyd Mayweather. Beethoven writes, holy shit, the gloves are off. Tracy writes, gulp. Well, I mean, listen, Terrence has every right to call into the show if he wants to. I mean, Cedric Denson knows as well. I mean, it's a talk show. We don't have to worry about the FCC regulations and equal time. Not that that's really even a thing anyway, but a lot of corporate media entities will respect that rule, even though they don't really have to, as I understand it, but they do. I understand it. But, the line is open with it. I get it. He wants people to know, like, look, I ain't going nowhere. I understand. Karamir writes, Gang of Five is still under attack by Smitherman to pay back the court costs. Oh, boy. Let me go to Mr. Smitherman's Twitter feed. Jesus. Boy, let me see. Is it Vote Smitherman? I think that's what it is, Vote Smitherman. Which is, if you're running for elective office, I think that's a pretty good Twitter handle, right? Vote in your last name. I think that makes sense. Vote Smitherman. Let me see. Okay. I see back on January 17th, Mr. Smitherman went on 700 WLW and spoke with Scott Sloan about his decision to not run for the mayor of Cincinnati. Did he talk with Lincoln at least? Of course, I didn't reach out to him to get an interview. So I can only go so far in my critique because I didn't reach out. But, I guess he's going to keep with this thing to not speak with the black community directly. Completely turned his back. It's quite interesting. Sad. A lot of very emotional photographs I see here. Heartfelt family photographs. Oh, shoot. Somebody went on a shopping spree. Damn. Oh, I see this. Well, this goes back to January 6th. I don't see anything more recently. Maybe it's the end of it. Maybe it's not. I don't know. There's a part of me that's disappointed, quite honestly, when I heard, and it's a significant part of me, because like I said, I was looking for the smoke. I'm about that drama in terms of talking about it. I don't want to live it. But where will we get our drama from now? Man. This is Clue Magic writes, Tracy, either Tasha of Tariq shot Ghost. Those are the only people Tommy wouldn't fire on, and Ghost isn't dead. Oh, it sounds like it's getting real good here. I know this is the last season, right? Enjoy. Black Russia writes, Clue, there's a reason why Denson isn't out there. He's banking on voters being stupid and voting down the Democrat ticket without asking questions. Is that really? I don't know if that's true. Is that right? And when you say isn't out there, I mean, where is there exactly? Clumatic writes, there's a stone cold shame. Wait. That's a stone cold shame for him, then BR. He isn't paying attention to the woke trend going on. People aren't voting like it's their first time. Dennis Solari writes, BR, and that's what 90% of us do. Vote Dem down the line. Drop writes, trust but verify everything you see in the fake news lamestream media. Why does that name sound familiar to me? I'm drawing a blank. I'll be honest with you, Dennis. The name sounds familiar, but I can't call it. Where is that from? Clumatic writes, people are researching candidates these days, BR. The voting down the ticket days are over for younger blacks. Black Russia writes, Dennis, I agree with you. Terrence got to outrun the ticket to win. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here. They're going hard at Black. They're going hard at Cedric Denson this morning. Terrence writes, Nate, we have the list of active voters. These are voters. Okay. Tanika's in the house. She writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Jesse writes, watch it on Fire Stick. Tracy writes, it's worth me going and seeing it again. I got two competing ideas here. Tracy's already seen the new Bad Boys for Life movie, third part. And she says it's worth going to see it again. Jesse writes, wash it on Fire Stick. TNT's in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Cam writes, Fire Stick support. Martin and Will are already fully established. That's what I was thinking. It wasn't like these just like two first-time, unknown actors or comedians. You talking about Will Smith, one of the biggest names in Hollywood. Notice Reese has been silent on the race in the Fighting 33rd. Silence speaks volumes. Silence does speak volumes. But has she really been silent? Like I said, I don't know everything. I can't see everything. I don't know if she's already endorsed or not. She may have. And I think that'll be significant. I think that'll be significant in the 33rd district. You know what I'm saying? You might even say, in the minds of some people, even more significant than the Democrat endorsement for that particular district, because just of the name recognition and the history and the relationship she has there. Tracy writes, I don't know who my rep is out where I live. Some people just don't hit neighborhoods. They deem some communities more important than others. I'm not ashamed to admit that. State Rep Cedric Denson writes, Reese has endorsed. Did she endorse you, Cedric? Again, if I missed it, I missed it. Let's see. Mitch McConnell's Clue Magic. Mitch McConnell should be on the NFL Top 100 team. He blocks for Trump so well. He does. Mitch McConnell is much better than Tim Crumry. I mean, Mitch McConnell, quite honestly, is the greatest offensive lineman that we've seen in recent history. He is doing a phenomenal job for Trump. A phenomenal job. He's delivering Supreme Court justices. That right there, in and of itself, is enough. That's enough right there. You out here delivering Supreme Court justices? That's better than just, something small. Over 100 federal judges. Say what you want about Trump. Trump's impact is going to be felt by this country for the next 25 to 30 years. Whether you like it or not, it is what it is. Elections have consequences. And I'll say it again. This is why, going back to 2016, see, sometimes you can outsmart yourself. You ever been around somebody or known somebody that was so smart they were really dumb? Hence the term smart dumb cats. You got some smart dumb people out here. So smart they end up doing dumb shit on principle and because you're intelligent. Man, listen, Hillary Clinton was far from my choice. I wouldn't have chosen her as a Democrat nominee if I had a chance. But she was a lot better than Trump's in terms of what I think is important. What I was thinking about was Supreme Court. What I was thinking about was federal judges. It was well documented that these judges were because it was a big controversy during Obama's later second term. And Mitch McConnell did his job with the ruthlessness of the assassins that killed the Reverend Martin Luther King. And he's still doing. Mitch McConnell is ruthless. He's for real ruthless. We should all be so lucky to have a Mitch McConnell in our life. Let me see. Glad candidates can call into Nate's show. Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, I think you can do, there's a line in anything, right? I mean, I don't want to turn phone calls into unpaid advertisements. But at the same time, we're a talk show. And, I want to talk about the issues. Right? And I'm going to hopefully set up some conversations with the candidates, much as we did the last time, where we can give every candidate their time. And we can talk with them, get a sense of who they are, if you're an incumbent, what you've been doing, and what needs to be done. Much like we do with all the elections. So I don't see any reason in stopping now. A lot of big decisions. And the way I look at it is there's a lot of media outlets and people where you can get information. Just take all of it and make the best decision you possibly can. I'm going to give you a strong opinion. That's what you're going to get from me. You're going to get a very strong, intelligent opinion. But you should take that and then listen to other shows and other platforms and make the best decision, for you. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be like, I don't have to tell you this, but because it's not like that anyway. There's no dumb followers, no dumb people in this room. But, I give a strong opinion. That's my opinion. I'm not trying to convince you or to change your mind. I'm just going to give you my strong opinion, how I look at it. And you can use that to bounce your thoughts off, or you might completely discard it like, that Negro tripping. But I'm going to do that nonetheless for each and every race. Absolutely, Terrence. I'll be there. Dennis Celery writes, McConnell's new name is Michigan Midnight Mitch. That's right. He writes, reach out, Nate. Absolutely. Fast Pitch is in the house. She writes, hey, good to see you, Fast Pitch. As I told you folks, just send some thoughts and prayers her way because she recently lost, I believe, an uncle passed away. So, again, just gives me an opportunity to remind you, on Wednesdays, we typically record and then stream the Cutting Through the BS podcast. Last week, I had an issue with a little fender bender, so I wasn't able to do it. And then this week, they're going to have some funeral arrangements. So I totally understand. Just want to let everybody know, give you a heads up. And then please send some thoughts and prayers to Fast Pitch and her family. But Fast Pitch writes, Smitherman is herpetic. He lies dormant just long enough for you to think everything is cool. Then boom, an outbreak. That's funny. She said, herpetic, like herpes. Everything's cool. You know what I'm saying? You ain't feeling no problems, no issues, and all of a sudden, boom. I don't know. My take is that losing your wife is life-changing. And Chris Smitherman has had to do that in the public eye where everybody watching, while at the same time he's running for mayor. And you're juggling your job as a council person, your personal, business, and you're a father. That's a very difficult thing for any person to do, I would think. And I just wonder, no disrespect whatsoever, because you know me, I'm not a very disrespectful person, unless you disrespect me. But I just wonder if all of that emotional stuff had an impact on some of the things that we saw. The obsession on the whole text messaging thing, it was an obsession, like way beyond the pale. And so ironic is I made that statement, and 2 days later, other people in the media were making a similar statement and observation. Not to say they were listening to the show, but only to say that it was very obvious to anybody who's paying attention. So that's what I think. I think losing your wife, who you've been married to for 20 years, you got kids with, and you built a life with, is, it's the kind of thing that can send a lot of people into a depression. You just shut yourself in because you're dealing with that pain and that loss. And he's dealing with it sitting with microphones and television cameras in his face every day. That I'm sure that's very difficult. Very, very difficult. Tony writes, I think Smitherman has bigger aspirations in mind than mayor. I doubt he's really laying dormant. Well, being mayor can be a stepping stone to the presidency. Look at Pete Buttigieg. Being mayor is a stepping stone for governor. I don't think that being mayor, there's always bigger aspirations, but I'm saying that's, in the mayor of Cincinnati, a thriving city, a city of the future. I think that's significant. But let me see. Tracy writes, anybody watching the Aaron Hernandez story? I started this morning on the way to work. You know what, Tracy? I started it as well because I was just wanted to learn more about this guy who committed this crime, and he had this great NFL career in front of him, playing for the Patriots along with Tom and Ron Gronkowski. They had the two terrible tight ends set. They were unstoppable. And then he ends up killing somebody and going to jail. We found out that he was gay or whatever the hell was going on. I think the brother has CTE. I thought this from day one. And when they did an autopsy on his brain, what they found out is not only did he have CTE, but it advanced to a stage that was like really, really bad. And I think that I think that impacted his behavior. Yeah, my son just started basketball. I don't ever want my son to play football. He can play flag football. But the studies show that CTE it's a cumulative thing. And it starts in Pee-wee. Kids out here bumping helmets at 4 years old, having an impact on their brains. Dennis writes, I've always thought Chris should run for senator on the Fed level. We've never had a senator from Ohio. Yeah. Listen, I wish everybody the best. You know, the rumor is that he's going to run against Stephanie Dumas in 2021, 2022 for Hamilton County Commissioner. Yeah. Could happen. Could happen. Here we go, blaming black voters again. Pay attention. Speaking of black voters, let's talk a little national. We've been talking local, and again, that conversation is still there. If you like to share your thoughts, please feel free to jump in. But I want to talk about some national politics and more than just the impeachment. I want to get back into the presidential race, and I want to talk about Joe Biden. And earlier, somebody mentioned the black church. I want to talk about Joe Biden because Joe Biden was most recently at a black church. And he was at the Baptist church, the Bethlehem Baptist Church in South Carolina. And he went hard against, the racist. He went hard. And he said, he talked about Donald Trump. He talked about the Ku Klux Klan. Quote, this president and his Ku Klux Klans and the rest of them, they think they've beaten us again, but they have no idea. We're just coming back. He said that. So he went hard against racism and Donald Trump. And of course, this is just less than a week after he stumbled a bit in the debate. There was a question that was asked in the debate, and the answer that he gave was, let's just say it was less than. And I was watching TYT, that's the Young Turks, and they have a new show where it's nothing but black females. Or that particular moment, I saw nothing but women of color who were part of the panel. And they were talking about just how upset they were with Joe Biden's response to a question about, blacks and parenting and black kids. And they ripped into him. It was not pretty. And as I sat and I listened, I could not disagree with a thing I heard. Joe Biden has some really interesting viewpoints about black parents. He's got some really interesting viewpoints. And it's like, is this the man who you think is better than Trump? Like, really? Again, I can point out to some differences that stand out to me, but again, some of the stuff that he says, it leaves you just wondering. Like, does he know that the microphone is on? Like, does he know that people are actually watching? Hold on, let me find this for you because I saved it and put it to the side. And I'll be honest with you, I won't say it was appalling, but it definitely gave me a pause as it relates to that, brother. It really does. Mason Muller writes, smart dumb cats turned their noses on Hillary and we got Donald Trump. Happy now? Question mark. Too black for BET types. Is that right? There's a town hall coming up at 6 p.m. on Thursday. Interesting. Mason Muller writes, opinions should be based on facts, Drop. The things you don't use supporting Trump and the Republican Party. Choppers are too smart for your BS. Yes, we are. Netflix is killing the game on those docuseries. Yeah. Netflix is killing the game. Everybody's talking about Netflix and chill. Last night I was with Chairman Mom because I had a mother scare. You ever get a mother scare? My mother's older now. She doesn't get around the way she used to. She's got like a walking chair. She's got like a walking wheelchair. So there's a walker and a wheelchair. She can sit in it. She can lean on it. She can put groceries in it. Yeah. It looks like a little... Anyway, so I hadn't talked to Chairman Mom, and I referred to her very affectionately as Chairman Mom because she raised me. When you're a black female and you got 5 kids and no man in the house, you got to be a dictator, just like Chairman Mao, great leader of the Chinese people. And I hadn't talked to Chairman Mom since Friday. Well, her brother, my uncle, calls me last night. He wasn't frantic, but he was like, have you talked to your mother? And I started thinking yeah, not since Friday. You ever had that conversation about somebody, your mom or your dad or something? It's late at night. It's like not late at night, but I was about ready to turn it in. It's about 9 or so. And I had to get in the whip and go to my mom's house to make sure she was okay. I knocked on the window. She don't answer. I'm looking through the window, looking like a damn peeping Tom, but I don't give a damn because it's my mother. And, thankfully for me, she keeps the curtains a little bit of there so you can see right in. And I didn't see her whatsoever. I looked inside the other one, didn't see her. Then I go around to the front, and she's got this security controlled building she lives into. So you just can't walk in the door unless you have a key, which I didn't have my key. And so I'm trying to buzz in. The buzzer's not working. Luckily, somebody's just walking in, and he recognizes me. Like, oh, okay. You Sarah's boy. I'm like, yeah, Sarah's my mother. That's my mother's name, Sarah. And I'm walking down the steps. Just imagine my feelings as I'm walking down this long-ass hallway to go do a wellness check on my mom. All kind of thoughts running through my head. I knock on the door. I took a big breath. I took a deep breath. Because I didn't know what I was going to see on the other side. And I knock on the door. She don't say nothing. I'm like, God damn it. What's up with my mother? And then I knock again. And I say, Mom. And she says, who is it? And she was okay. She was okay. I'm like, Mom, your children are trying to call you. Can you please pick up the phone? Damn it. When you get to a certain age, you got to answer your phone because people, me anyway, I'm coming. I'm on my way. And she's okay. So I did some little grocery shopping for her. She was cool. My mother is such a unique personality. She really is. Number one, she gave birth to me and raised me. So she's got to be unique. But then secondly, I walk in there. It's 85 degrees. I know it was cold yesterday. But my mother had the heat on 85. I'm like, Mom, what in the hell are you? I'm worried about her safety. Oh, my gosh. But she's okay, though. She's okay. Let's go to the phones. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, comrade.
Hey, how you doing? What's up, Black
I'm
Russia?
doing good. Not too much. What's happening?
I'm doing what I do, man. What's on your mind?
Hey, you do a good job. Hey, listen, you said your mom had the heat on 85 degrees?
Say one more time.
You said your mom had the heat on 85 degrees?
On 85, man. 85. Man, the walls are sweating in there. I'm like, Mom. I walked in there with my coat on, immediately started sweating. I'm like looking around, like what? And then I look over and I can see like the temperature. It's like a LED readout, 85 degrees. I had to turn it down.
Man.
I put it on 74. She was like, put it on 74. I 74?
74 high as hell, too.
That's high as hell. But my mother's always been like that, man. Always since I was a kid. She runs very, very cold. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
I'm the opposite.
Man, I
I
don't
run
know.
hot.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, 70's probably about where I like to keep it at.
Man,
on the thermostat.
Mine is at 60. I like mine to be at 64, 65. The wifey hates it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
They put on some clothes, put on a robe, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's what you got robes for. And we keep that heat bill down. So
Right.
It is what it is.
It ain't free. Yeah.
I wish it was.
Yeah, don't be all. Man, I'm listening to the show today, and I heard, and I said this in the Chop Shop too, that Alicia Reese, I haven't heard her endorse anybody in the 33rd district. I know she endorsed Cedric in 2018, but she ain't, from my understanding, from my research, she hasn't endorsed anybody. And I had to make a call to see about that. And my understanding is she's not in this race. She's staying out of it.
She's staying out of this race. Okay.
That's my understanding. Now, I ain't seen no endorsement from her. You know, I ain't heard a peep from Alicia Reese about this race. So, you know, she got her own race going on for real. But I had to double check that myself. Like, Alicia Reese endorsing this race, let me double check that. And I'm tracking that she ain't endorsing this race. That she's staying out of it. So I don't know what Vince is talking about. I haven't seen no endorsement anything.
Why would she stay out? I mean, she endorsed Cedric Denson, you know, when he ran before. Why not again?
Well, you have to ask her that. But I mean, my perception would be like everybody's not happy about his track record. That's my understanding. Everybody, you know, I heard Terrence call in earlier. You know, he's right. A lot of folks don't even know who this guy is. Like, they still think Alicia Reese was in that seat. They still think Tyrone Yates was, you know, was the predecessor to Alicia Reese. The only people that know who Denson is are the insiders. Out in the neighborhood, we've been in this neighborhood the last 30 years of our lives. Nobody knows who this guy is. You know, so, I mean, if Alicia Reese is endorsing this race, I haven't heard that. I haven't seen that. I've seen a bunch of pictures, her taking pictures with Cedric, but I ain't seen her say I'm supporting him for re-election. That's totally different from taking a picture.
It is. Although a picture is worth 1,000 words, but you're right.
Picture's worth 1,000 words. A picture's worth 1,000 words, no question. But that's not the same as saying, "Oh, I'm endorsing this candidacy this time around."
True.
My understanding is she hasn't said anything about this race. So I don't want people to be fooled by somebody, you know, the politician dropping in saying, "Oh yeah, I got this person's support," when we ain't heard that from that politician himself.
Yeah, I'm on her Facebook page right now looking for. I don't see nothing that I would say is a formalized endorsement. But again, we'll see. We'll see what happens moving forward. I mean, because they just voted on Saturday. So Cedric's got the party endorsement. Maybe within the next week or so, we'll see that from Alicia Reese. I will ask her.
We might. Yeah, we might. We might. I'm not saying that she won't. I'm just saying that to this point, I haven't seen that. And I don't know if anybody I'm not aware of Alicia Reese endorsing in the 33rd race this time around. That's all I'm saying. I just wanted to make sure people were clear on that because the politicians are not going to say anything to hold power.
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, something tells me that if Cedric is saying that, then perhaps he knows that an endorsement might be coming in.
Well, that's not what he said though. He said she has endorsed. Like if he was saying stay tuned or something like that, I'd be like, okay, we'll stay tuned.
Right.
But he came out in the room and said, "Yo, she endorsed." I'm just like, I haven't seen that. I haven't heard that. I'm not aware of that at all being the case. So if he got some proof of that, I'd love to see it.
Well, maybe,
I'll let her know that.
Maybe behind closed doors, she's told him, like, "Look, I got you," and they're just waiting for a later date in the future to put it in there to the public. You know,
right, but again, you might be right about that. But I'm going by what he's saying. He's saying she's endorsed, and I'm like, okay, really? Let's check that out. And from what I understand, she has said nothing about this race. So I'm not disputing that there could be backdoor conversations going on, that she might have said something to him behind closed doors. But when he come out here and say, "Oh, she's endorsing this race," and nobody's seen any proof of that, then people got to ask questions like, "Well, what do you mean?" Nobody's heard her say this in the general public. Nobody's seen no Facebook posts. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like trying to be misleading again. And that's the problem with a lot of this stuff, man. It's like people will say anything to do anything to hold on to power, and that's what he's trying to do by saying she's endorsed, and we ain't seen no endorsement. It's just shady, bro. It's like he's relying on the Democratic ticket to get him through, but he don't be showing up in the community. Nobody sees him. He just think the Democratic ticket's gonna carry him through. Just pure laziness, bro. And I just think people in the district. I live in the district. People don't want to see that type of leadership. That's half-ass. But I'll let you go, bro. I just wanted to comment about that. Like, nobody's seen no endorsement for Lisa Reese on this race. Maybe he's talking about 2018, but I ain't seen 2020. If somebody got some information, let me know. I'm always open to new information.
All right. Anything else?
That's it. I'm waiting for the Super Bowl. It's gonna be tasty.
I got I would have to say I need to do a little research before I give an endorsement. I want to look at KC's defense. But right now, I would say, I don't know, man. Something tells me turnovers is going to play a big role in it. It really depends on which team maybe catches fire. I mean,
yeah.
Can San Francisco put up 30 points against KC's defense?
I don't know. We're gonna see. I mean, they look pretty good. I was shocked by the Green Bay game. They came out 24-0. I cut it off and saw the final score. They just ran the ball down their throat.
Oh my God, dude had 220 yards, man. Mostert, 220 yards. He was crazy. 5 touchdowns.
Never even heard of this dude. Right. Yeah, he was killing it.
He was killing it, man. Like Roger Craig out there on Tecmo Bowl, just running through cats. And really, the defense was pitiful. On the highlights I saw, he was running through open holes and breaking tackles. I'm like, come on, man. What kind of defense is that? But I'll probably watch it. I don't know. I'm not too into the Super Bowl like that. I'm not sure if I go to a party or something, I might watch it. If I stay home, it depends. I might be doing something else.
I fell asleep on last year's Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, Patriots, once again, that got real old. So I'm glad it's 2 different teams. It's always great when it's some different teams and not the Patriots. So we'll see, man.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Mahomes, though.
Yeah, I like Mahomes.
I just don't really. I'm not a 49ers fan based upon the history they have with the Bengals. So
they're going to hold that against them, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, man. Take it easy. Appreciate the call.
All right, you too.
Yep, that's Black Russia. He says he wants to see the endorsement. He's looking for receipts. We shall see. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And I think that endorsement is it's going to be very valuable. It's going to be very valuable endorsement. So we shall see. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, man. I don't know what the hell that chick on The View was talking about. Like, black men, because of slavery, don't always cheat on it. I don't know what somebody's cheating on or whatever. But in terms of, like, being a responsible family man, taking care of your children, I know too many black men that's in their kids' life and married and doing their thing. Now, I don't know who they sleeping with, and I don't really care. But I just remember, for whatever reason, it jumped in my head. I just seen a photograph of somebody on my Facebook page with his daughter, and it's sort of like showing a picture from 10 years ago to today. Very touching, very beautiful. I love it. Some of the best parts about my Facebook experience is all the good things, like the family stuff, when people having major accomplishments, getting new jobs, stuff like that. I love it. I don't know what the hell she talking about. What's the chick's name, the black chick on The View? Not The View, I'm sorry, The Talk. What is her name? We talked about her last week. I can see her in my mind's eye. I just can't recall her name right now. Probably for good reason. Sitting on TV, bad-mouthing black men because you can't find a black man. It's different. It's 2 different things. It's 2 different things. One has nothing to do with the other. It's because you can't find somebody doesn't mean that other people aren't able to find love and commitment, if in fact that's what you're looking for. And the other thing about it is you can't cheat if you're not married. Like, if you're girlfriend and boyfriend, you can sleep with whoever the hell you want to sleep with. You don't got no commitment to them. I don't care if you've been girlfriend and boyfriend for 20 years. There's no real commitment other than just what you're talking about. You never will before God. It never happened. Bill Cosby's former lawyer, Monique Presley, suspended indefinitely after allegedly misusing clients' funds. Is that right? What does that mean? I still don't. You know what? I think I agree with Fame in terms of the way that he, described what was going on with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. I don't see what the story is. You're leaving your home to be with your love. You coming to America. Okay. Maybe I don't understand this whole royal thing. That's what it is. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Good morning to you. Some black voters are saying if Sleepy Joe picks a black female VP, Kamala, they will see it as a desperate move to secure the young black vote from Bernie Sanders. Yeah, black voter. What black voters are saying that?